Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're taking a look at the Lincoln wheat penny, a small coin with a rich past. These pennies were made in the early to mid-1900s and are easy to recognize by the two wheat ears on the back. Some have unique features or older dates that make them special to collectors. Let's find out what makes these coins interesting and which ones could be hiding extra value. First up, the 1905 Indian head cent is a historic coin that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and does not feature a mint mark. This coin belongs to the Indian head cent series, which was produced from 1859 to 1909 and remains one of the most recognized and collected coin types in American numismatic history. The obverse of the coin features the image of Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress inscribed with the word Liberty. Surrounding the portrait are the words United States of America and the date 1905 placed at the bottom. The reverse side of the coin displays a simple yet elegant design consisting of a laurel wreath encircling the denomination 1 cent. A small shield appears at the top of the wreath representing the strength and unity of the nation. The overall style of the coin reflects the artistic sensibilities of the mid to late 19th century and is credited to James Barton Longacre, who served as the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. This particular coin is described as being in circulated condition and showing signs of age and use. As such, it likely exhibits wear on the high points of the design, such as the tips of the headdress feathers and the details in the wreath. The surfaces may appear smooth or slightly discolored due to years of handling and exposure to varying environmental conditions. Despite this, the date and major design features typically remain visible enough to identify and appreciate the coin, made primarily of bronze with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The 1905 Indian head cent has a distinct reddish-brown hue when in better condition. However, with circulation and age, this color often darkens to brown or even near black depending on storage and handling over the decades. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 80 million Indian head cents in 1905, making this date one of the more common entries in the series. As a result, it is often included in type sets or as an accessible piece for new collectors. Its value in circulated condition is modest, but its historical significance adds greatly to its appeal. Coins like the 1905 Indian head cent offer a direct connection to the daily life and commerce of Americans more than a century ago. Whether found in an old coin jar or handed down through generations, such coins are small yet enduring links to the past. Their design, craftsmanship, and symbolism continue to fascinate and educate collectors and history enthusiasts today. Next up, we have the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 and features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1947. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date indicates that the coin was struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, the coin displays two stylized wheat ears that curve along the left and right borders, giving this series its commonly known name, wheat penny. Between the wheat ears are the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The phrase pluribus unum appears at the top of the reverse. This classic design was used from 1909 until 1958 and is well known among both casual collectors and seasoned numismatists. This specific coin is described as having a black shade and being in circulated condition. The darkened surface may be the result of oxidation or prolonged exposure to moisture or other environmental factors. Such conditions can cause a natural patina or, in some cases, corrosion that alters the original copper color. While this affects the coin's aesthetic appeal and market value, it does not diminish its historical significance or collectability. The 1947 Lincoln penny had a high mintage with over 190 million pieces struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Due to this large number, the coin is generally considered common among wheat cents and is easily obtainable in most circulated grades. even with surface discoloration, and where it still holds value for collectors interested in completing year sets or studying examples of mid-20th century coinage. This coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Over time and through circulation, the reddish appearance of freshly minted cents often transforms to brown and darker shades depending on how the coin was stored and handled. In the case of this 1947 piece, the black shade indicates significant toning or possible environmental damage, but the coin remains identifiable and retains its design elements. Overall, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny represents an important part of American coin history. It circulated during the post-World War II period when the country was transitioning from wartime production to peacetime economic growth. Coins like this one were part of everyday commerce and offer a tangible connection to a pivotal era in American history. Collectors value such coins not only for their numismatic qualities, but also for the stories they represent from the people and times that used them. Next up we have the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. It features the familiar obverse design created by Victor David Brenner, showing a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the year 1951 to the right. The absence of a mint mark confirms that this coin was struck in Philadelphia, as coins from that mint during this period typically do not carry a mint mark. On the reverse, the coin displays the classic wheat ears design, which frames the central inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The phrase "E pluribus unum" appears along the top edge. This reverse design, used from 1909 through 1958, is one of the most iconic in American coinage history. It symbolizes agricultural prosperity and was meant to convey a sense of national unity and strength. The coin is composed primarily of copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This alloy gives the coin a warm reddish appearance when in good condition. Over time, and depending on circulation and storage conditions, the color may darken or develop brown tones, though the overall detail of the design often remains clear. Being in good condition, this 1951 penny likely still shows most of its original details on both sides. Lincoln's facial features and hairlines should be visible, and the lettering should remain distinct. On the reverse, the wheat ears and text would still be legible and relatively sharp. Although it is not uncirculated or in mint state, a coin in good condition is still very collectible, particularly for those completing sets of Lincoln cents. By year, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 284 million Lincoln wheat pennies in 1951, making this a relatively common coin in circulated condition. While its numismatic value is modest due to the high mintage, it holds appeal for collectors who appreciate vintage American coins. It also serves as a historical piece from the early 1950s, a period marked by post-war growth, the beginning of the Cold War, and significant social and economic change in the United States. This coin represents more than just its face value. It is a small but tangible link to a specific moment in American history. Many people handled coins like this in their daily lives for purchases of food, transportation, and other essentials. As such, each surviving example carries with it a sense of lived experience and economic activity that defines its era. Overall, the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny from Philadelphia in good condition remains a meaningful item for coin collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Its design, historical background, and enduring presence make it a classic example of mid-20th century American coinage. Next up we have the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which customarily did not place mint marks on coins during that era. This coin features the iconic design introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. On the obverse side is a right-facing portrait of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1950 to the right of Lincoln's image. The reverse of the coin carries the classic wheat ears design that was used from 1909 through 1958. The inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America are centered and flanked by two stylized wheat stalks, which represent the nation's agricultural heritage. At the top of the reverse is the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design was intended to convey strength, unity, and prosperity. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was standard for pennies minted before 1982. When freshly minted, the coin had a bright reddish appearance, but over time, due to circulation and age, it generally develops brown or darker tones. In circulated condition, the surfaces of the coin may show wear, small marks, or smoothing from handling, but the main design elements usually remain clearly visible. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 272 million of these pennies in 1950, making it a common coin in terms of mintage. Despite its wide availability, the coin retains historical and collectible value, particularly for those interested in assembling complete sets of Lincoln wheat cents. Its age and connection to the mid-20th century give it an added appeal for history enthusiasts. In circulated condition, a 1950 Lincoln penny typically has noticeable wear on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Details, such as Lincoln's hair and the fine lines of the wheat ears, may appear soft, but the main inscriptions are usually intact and legible. Though it may not hold significant monetary value due to its high mintage and circulation status, the coin is still appreciated for its design and historical significance. The year 1950 places this coin in the post-World War II period of American history, a time characterized by economic expansion, technological advancement, and social transformation. Coins from this era were part of daily commerce and passed through countless hands, serving as silent witnesses to everyday life in mid-century America. In conclusion, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in circulated condition is a representative piece of American numismatic history. While it may not be rare or highly valuable in the marketplace, it offers collectors a glimpse into the past and an opportunity to preserve a small but meaningful piece of the nation's monetary and cultural heritage. Next up we have the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint and carries a small D mint mark beneath the date on the obverse side. This coin is part of the final year of the wheat cent series, which had been in circulation since 1909. The obverse features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust" at the top, "Liberty" on the left side, and the year 1958 followed by the mint mark on the right. The reverse of the coin displays the traditional wheat ears design that defines the series. It includes the denomination 1 cent prominently at the center with United States of America just below. Flanking the text are two stylized wheat stalks, which give the coin its common name. Above the denomination is the motto "E pluribus unum." The design emphasizes the agricultural roots and unity of the nation and remained unchanged for nearly 5 decades before being replaced in 1959. This coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. In its original form, it would have had a bright reddish shine, though over time, depending on storage and handling, it often takes on brown or darker tones. A coin in good condition typically retains clear detail in Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the lettering on both sides, though it may show some signs of wear from circulation. The 1958 wheat penny had a large production run with over 800 million coins struck, making it one of the more common issues of the series. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples are not considered rare but still hold interest for collectors, especially those building complete sets of Lincoln wheat cents. The fact that this was the last year of the wheat reverse also adds some historical significance to the coin. In good condition, the coin presents a solid image with modest wear and minor surface marks from handling. The details on Lincoln's portrait are still visible, and the reverse design, including the wheat stalks and inscriptions, remains identifiable and readable. Its copper composition gives it a warm tone and a sense of authenticity linked to the era of its circulation. The coin reflects a time in American history just before major changes in culture, politics, and economics. It was used in a period when coins still played a major role in everyday transactions and is now appreciated as a symbol of mid-20th century life. In summary, the 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny in good condition represents the end of a long and beloved coin series. While not rare, it is a meaningful piece of American numismatic history and serves as a tangible connection to the past. It continues to be a desirable coin for collectors, especially those interested in completing a full wheat penny set or preserving the final year of a classic American design.